At one time, this was the third largest city in Wyoming. The Heart Mountain Internment Camp just north of Cody was one of 10 locations set aside by the federal government during World War II to house Americans of Japanese descent. Yes, they were Americans. Some born here, some naturalized citizens, but all were denied the chance to live the American dream due to fears that they might somehow hold allegiance to their original homeland and pose a threat to the United States. Every year since 2011, the Heart Mountain Foundation has organized a pilgrimage to the Wyoming landscape that hardy families turned into a home despite their imprisonment. Shirley Ann Higuchi is the chair of the Heart Mountain Foundation, an organization that's raised funds to preserve the memory of the injustice that was done to her family and to others. She says the local Wyoming communities have been very supportive.
They have come around to really support us and really make us the best that we can be. So it's just an overwhelmingly emotional, touching, in many ways a heartbreaking experience when we try to think back historically on how many people had actually suffered here.
Over 14,000 Japanese Americans were detained here at Heart Mountain during World War II. And despite the hardship and despite the circumstances, these people retained their patriotism and deep friendships grew out of the experience. Former Wyoming Senator Al Simpson met his lifelong friend, former United States Transportation Secretary Norm Mineta, while both were boys in Park County, one a free citizen, the other a prisoner. Mineta spoke of the sadness he felt as a boy when his own government turned its back on an entire race of people.
And those placards went up, instructions to all of those of Japanese ancestry, aliens and non-aliens. And I was a 10-year-old kid and I saw that placard. And I said to my brother, who was 9 years old, I said, "Al, what's a non-alien?" He says, "That's you." I said, "I'm not a non-alien, I'm a citizen."
An honored guest at this year's pilgrimage was legendary newscaster Tom Brokaw, who commended the incarcerees and their families for maintaining their patriotism despite the unjust circumstances.
The race card has played way too much in American politics across party lines. People are leading with that. Let them come here and see how you really retain your American citizenship every day while it was abused, and then went on with your lives and made continuing contributions to this country. You're here because you know you're Americans, and we all learn from you. And so I say, God bless.
For the Cowboy State Daily, I'm Wendy Core.